Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Unlicensed Therapy with me, your host, Ari Mannis. It is the evening right now, and I believe it is Saturday afternoon, and this episode is coming out this upcoming Wednesday. I'm trying to get a head start, getting it done early, because on Monday morning, this Monday, I'm leaving to go to Nashville to help Theo, Vaughn, and Tammy, Trashy Tammy, record their live holiday extravaganza. So if you haven't got tickets for that yet, I'd recommend it. They're employing me for the next week or so, paying for me to go to Nashville and fly out there and help them with that. So check it out. They're both hilarious, as you guys probably already know. And if you don't know, check them out. This week in LA has been rough. You know, still the pandemic. No one wants to meet up. This is a very liberal place. So everything is shut down. You can't even eat outside. Can't even eat with someone you live with. You have to get food to go back home. White people problems, but annoying nonetheless. What else is new with me? Gary V just followed me on Twitter and Instagram. He posted saying, who is an up-and-coming comedian who's earlier in their career? Nick Davis, Theo's producer, tagged me. I sent him a link to my website, and then a WWE wrestler tagged me. I don't even know him. And he said, Ari is no jabroni. And I think that got Gary V's attention. He followed me. I don't know if he likes my comedy or if he checked it out, but it was cool. It was like the highlight of the week. Anyway, wanted to share it because it's exciting for me. I don't know. Gary V, he's awesome. Big fan. He's motivating. What else? This week we have Michael Longfellow. He's a friend of mine. He's a hilarious comedian. If you're not familiar with him, I'm going to play a clip of his right now.
You know, I've been telling the funnies for a while. The last job I had before this was I was a lifeguard, and it's a pretty good job. I was a lifeguard at a water park, and we had a great average. We only had one death the whole time. 3 months, one death. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It was a heart attack. It wasn't our fault, you know. Guy died of a heart attack at the top of a water slide, and that is not funny. That's not funny, even a little bit. The discussion on how to get him down appropriately. No, put yourself there. That's a lot of steps. There were two teams, the moralists and then people that kind of needed to get home. It was like a 5 in the afternoon death. What are we doing here, guys? Are we going to be here all night, or maybe one of us just has a little... and we all go home. Date night tonight. We kind of need this one. But, you know, we decided you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. It was a double slide. He was a single rider. Rules, all rules.
And that was Michael Longfellow. Pretty funny, right? Funny comedian. He is on the ups. He's a nice young man. Friend of mine. Enjoyed the conversation with him. And I hope you guys like the episode.
I'm pretty sure that you have a way harder time getting through life than the average person, Ari. I don't know why anybody would listen to this. I know I won't.
Ari, you're it by single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
Okay, you're wearing that?
Yeah.
Just get in.
I missed you, Ari.
Is that from a thrift store? It's got to be from a thrift store,
is from
right?
my sister's
That's a thrift
Or my
find.
girlfriend's
Winter Park,
sister.
Colorado.
Yeah, it definitely was a thrift find from her.
What a cheap gift. What a cheapskate.
I know.
Call her out. Who was it?
Georgia, my girlfriend's sister.
Your future sister-in-law.
Yeah, possibly.
Gets you a $3 sweater from Salvation Army.
Yeah, I like the sweater. It's a good sweater. I wear it a
Yeah,
lot.
it's a nice $3 sweater.
Yeah, it is.
Real thoughtful.
I guess, I mean, yeah, I don't know how to take it
real
now.
spender.
I liked it until you kind of spun it this way, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have gotten more, or like a higher quality thread.
No, actually, I met this guy in Colorado, actually, in Denver, who full-time, he goes to the Salvation Army in Denver, and
This is what he does for a living?
yeah, and he goes, they weigh it by buckets.
Yeah.
And I went with him. I was so interested. I wasn't even going to do it. You go in the Salvation Army, there's buckets of stuff on tables in the middle, and there's all these people waiting around the corners. And they say, go. And everyone rushes to the buckets and starts sorting through it,
Really?
try and get all the good stuff, and then they resell it and make a full living out
Really?
of it.
Does he do like well?
He told me he
I do
makes
know
six
people that.
figures.
Yeah, 6 figures?
More than us.
What are we doing, dude? Why
We
do
should be
do
going
this?
to the Salvation Army
We
weekly.
should be going to the Salvation Army.
bet
All you gotta do
ULA
is
has a
sort
good-
clothes out of bins and like beat other people. We're young. We're
It
faster
looked,
than people.
I mean, it was...
Was it gross? Was it like, did it depress you, the scene of just like human...
It wasn't gross, but everyone in there doing it looked shady, even though
Yeah.
it's a legitimate business.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. I know what
Better
you
than
mean.
pickpocketing and selling crack.
Yeah.
But if everyone in there said, I also sell crack, I'd believe them.
Believe it, absolutely.
Could you see yourself doing that? You kind of like fashion and
I feel like I'm
style.
not that far above it. I just look like I am.
As a side job?
As a side job, I could definitely...
Do you have a side job?
No, but I might need one in a
What
second.
was your last side hustle?
My last side hustle, probably
Before you made
Postmates or
it
something
big.
boring. Postmates. The last job I had was the cheese store. I was a cheesemonger
In L.A.?
for 3 months. Yeah, cheese store of Silver Lake.
Did you eat too much cheese
Dude, I
during
gained
that
like
time?
20 pounds. Yeah, my acne came back. It was so
Gas.
cool. They'd also have fresh prosciutto, and I didn't know how to really work the prosciutto machine. And prosciutto was like really expensive for very thin cuts. I
At
would
this
accidentally,
store?
yeah,
It was.
I would accidentally cut like a 4-inch piece of, it's like a $90.
And you get it for free?
No, I just kind of like eat a little bit of it and then try to hide it in the trash.
Well, oh,
I was
during-
really bad.
on the job.
Yeah, on the job.
And then did it pay minimum wage or a little bit
Yeah,
more?
I paid minimum wage.
And was the owner there with you, or
Sometimes.
was it just a manager?
Her husband ran it, and then he died. I never met him, and then she was running it.
Would you call yourself a cheese expert nowadays?
No, I never knew anything.
Even
Everyone-
after working there?
After working there for 3 months, I only knew like 3 cheeses, and people would ask for like specific cheeses.
Did it expand your mind on cheeses you like? So
Yeah.
for me, I only like mozzarella and cheddar and
I
provolone.
thought I only liked sharp cheddar, and then I thought the other options were like pepper jack, and then the soft kind. I don't even know what that was
what-
called,
the
but it's
soft-
brie.
Brie,
and,
yeah. I don't like brie.
stuff like that. I kind of like brie. I think I like all cheeses.
Now, you
Yeah.
like it's like a wine.
Yeah, cheeses are fucking awesome.
If
There's
you
so
were to
many
make
good
it
ones.
really big in comedy, I'm talking fuck you money
When I make it,
when you make it. If, I mean, you're a straight
there's
white guy.
there's an if
so-
there. Yeah, there's a
so
big if.
We don't know. But if you make it really big, I'm talking Kevin Hart level big.
Wow,
You have
okay.
so much money.
Yeah, I'm just. I
And
don't know,
I see you having, when you make it big, I see you having an audience like that.
like a
because
cheesemonger audience. Fancy cheese, like brie
just kind of a
eaters?
universal audience because you're very likable.
Thank you, Ari.
You know what I mean? No one's saying, I don't like him.
That's. I guess
No
that's
one's
nice.
walking around going,
I
Michael
like to think I have a
Longfellow,
little bit of
screw
an
him.
edge.
No, you got no edge.
Damn.
You're just,
I need like an addiction or something.
in a good way though. I'm saying it in a good way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still funny. You
Thanks.
just don't have, I don't think anyone's leaving.
No one's like, fuck. I
your
do
show
try
going,
to
I don't
really-
like that guy.
Stay out of conflict.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the comedy world. I've yet to catch my first beef. I think.
Yeah. It'll find you. I'm sure.
And it feels like
I'm
all the
sure you'll
comics
have
that
one.
people do have problems with are still cool with me. You know.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
like,
that's what I'm saying. No one's not cool
yeah,
with you.
yeah,
And not
yeah.
even just in the comedy world. I would say have you ever gotten hate on the internet? Have you ever gotten a
Nothing other
mean
than like the
comment?
obnoxious that's just like so crazy that it doesn't really hit you. It's from like I remember this one guy, his account was Hingle McCringleberry.
What did he
So
say?
he just says mean shit on my videos all the time.
You haven't blocked him?
He just calls me a lesbian and stuff. That's not really mean. That's never bothered me. He did say one time, I know comedy is subjective, but I can't understand how anyone would consider this comedy. That was the only one.
And you didn't block him.
I never block him. I like his comments, though. I want him to know that I see it. I want people to know that I see it, and I'm a person.
See, me, I'm no strikes, you're out.
Really?
one
I'm starting to
strike, you're
block
out.
people. I've started to block people.
One negative comment, you're blocked.
That's a good idea. I think that's the healthy way to do it. I don't get too many negative comments. Or I don't look on, like...
On YouTube?
Once a video has more than 100 comments, I kind of stop looking.
Sure, yeah. On like TikTok, it's hard to
TikTok, there's
look
so
at
many
the comments.
TikTok is...
It's too many. But
people are just like, I want to fuck your mouth. And it's like, I'm
sounds like a compliment.
trying to tell you a joke.
And you're like, I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, like, gape me. I'm like, guys, but the joke was
That's
good.
inappropriate.
The joke was funny. Go look on my last TikTok.
YouTube,
like
I would say 50% of my comments are negative.
Really? Well, you have a
there.
certain brand about you that might invite some of that in more than I might, you know?
I think it's also this podcasting UFC adjacent fan base. They're like, you know what I mean?
You
like
think
Rogan
that's
fans.
what you kind of catch that. Well, yeah, I mean, you're on the road with like those guys. And,
yeah, like
I can see
Theo,
how that would-
Santino, like all that podcast crew.
Yeah.
I have kind of a subsidiary of their fans.
Yeah.
And those people are all maniacs.
Well, dude, I want some of those fans. Like, I don't want all my fans to be... I don't want my fans to be able to be... Like, I want my fans to be capable in combat sometimes, or like...
I don't think any of them
Yeah,
are.
that's
They're
actually
just
giving them
fans
too
of
much
it.
credit, but I
Yeah.
don't want all my fans to be pussies.
Okay, for
I
example...
could take some UFC adjacent
And
fans.
they'll turn on you, too. So do you know Ari Shafir?
Of course.
So he was beloved in that world.
Yeah, when did they turn on him?
lot
Which
of
one
followers.
was
So
it?
he
Was
did
it
the Kobe thing.
Yeah, it was a Kobe thing.
And they didn't just... It wasn't just people saying, oh, I don't like that guy anymore. I saw him today comment on Santino's Instagram post and just a million
Still.
responses. You suck. You're the worst. Get out of here. Fuck you.
I thought it'd be better by now.
You're unfunny. Yeah, it hasn't gone away.
Damn. Yeah, he got in trouble for that. So you think? I mean, do you think you're in danger of that happening to you? Do you have like a?
Oh, I'm for sure.
I
gonna
can
get in
see you
trouble for
tweeting some
something.
Kobe shit for sure.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I made it to the front page of Reddit a few weeks ago.
Really?
For negative things.
No way.
Yeah.
All
I
good
said,
press though, right?
Yeah, I'm
Like you got followers from that.
a few.
Yeah,
A few. It was.
a few great ones, I'm sure. What
I
did you
mean,
wait? What was on top of Reddit? Because that's like crazy to make it on top of Reddit.
I've been saying a lot of anti-COVID stuff.
Yeah,
So I said,
it's getting more
When-
fun to tease with that lane, isn't it?
I don't know. It's just how I feel, kind of.
Yeah.
To be honest with
Yeah.
you, I know this. Just saying this right now is going to get hate, but I think that economy should be wide open and we should be living our lives.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But I made a tweet that said, when I was a kid, if you had a 0.2 chance of dying and you walked around with a mask on, they would call you a paranoid schizophrenic. Funny tweet, harmless.
Yeah.
But 0.2 is actually 20%. I was supposed to say 0.002. So someone posted it in
Oh, now
facepalm.
you're wrong. And yeah.
So it was just 60,000 liberals.
I gotta go find this post on
Literally
Reddit as soon as
60,000
I'm done with this podcast. I'm getting on
60,000
my
people
phone.
just saying, this guy's a fucking
60,000
idiot.
people.
What a horrible guy. Not funny. Loser.
I mean, you're still pressing the buttons, dude. You're in the conversation.
Yeah.
You're in people's
Oh, if I didn't make that
minds.
typo, it wouldn't have made the front page.
Yeah,
It would have just
there's
done
that.
moderately well on my own social media.
Yeah.
But now I got tons of haters.
I feel like that's what your fans like, though. They like that you do that. I like that you do that.
It's kind of just
You're one of those guys I turn to for like a interesting take on something.
a little drama.
Maybe, yeah, I guess so. But it's always so funny to me.
Let's get a rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just figured, hey, you're either going to like me or not, and all you really got to do is find enough people that like you.
Yeah, I think
Doesn't
that's the way to
matter.
go. Appealing to everybody is hell.
Appealing to everyone, though, then you could be Kevin Hart. I could never be Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart doesn't appeal to everybody.
My best shot is, I don't know, not Kevin Hart.
I mean, you
someone
could have
smaller.
such massive, wild success and still be not even close to Kevin Hart.
Right.
You know?
But I'll never be Kevin Hart. You could
That's
still
true.
be Kevin Hart.
Bro. I don't know if I have the work ethic to be Kevin Hart. That guy.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
love
got the work.
sleep too much.
You post you post stuff all the time.
I do.
That's
I try to
that's
post.
The work
I
ethic
do. I
these
do a lot
days.
of stand-up comedy, but when it comes to other areas outside of that, I really try to not do stuff.
Now you're starting a podcast.
Now I'm starting a podcast.
See that?
Podfellow.
You're Kevin Hart, dude.
Dude, maybe I'm on my way. Yeah. All right. I'm not a comedian. I'm a brand.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. You're a young man.
27 on the 31st.
You have one gray hair on your head. I could see it.
I stress a lot.
I could see it right now.
Yeah?
Did you know about it?
No.
You have one gray hair.
Where is that? Is it in the front?
It's like
Do I have a gray hair already?
you have one gray hair.
Jesus Christ.
I have a couple as well. I pluck
When
them
did you
out
get your first one?
this year.
This year? How
I'm
old are you?
31 now.
31?
So let's say 30, because maybe it was there a while and I didn't notice it.
I gotta meditate more or something. It's
I
been a
don't
stressful
think-
year, dude. I bet a bunch of people got their first gray hair this year.
Could be, and
You
also one gray hair, no big deal.
Yeah, whatever.
You have a girlfriend, who cares?
Yeah, what do I even put on clothes for anymore?
Yeah,
you know?
why do you even go hiking and
Why
work
did I
on your
hike
body?
today? Yeah.
Gain
Who's that
weight.
for?
Gain tons of weight. Do you remember when we met?
The first time? I don't know if I let me think. We met a long time ago.
I don't remember meeting you. I remember my first
Was it
memory.
in Arizona?
I remember seeing you at that festival in Atlanta,
The Laughing Skull, yeah.
but I can't
We
remember
met-
if I
Did we
I
meet
know you before that
Dude, I feel like I've known you forever. Ever since I came out here, I feel like you were one of the first people I met.
in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how long have you been out here? 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah,
Dude, I don't know when we met.
I don't know either. Isn't that weird?
That is weird. I remember lots of other times with us.
Yeah, I have memories with you. I just don't have a first memory.
Yeah,
with you.
where did we meet, bro? It had to just be at a comedy show.
Yeah, or maybe it was. No, it wasn't Arizona though.
Was it a Stalder thing?
Oh, that could be it.
Could have been
it could have been
a Stalder show.
You know what it could have been? What is that festival in Flagstaff?
Oh, Big Pine.
Could have been Big Pine.
I know we definitely have spent time but you've been to Big Pine like twice, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if I'm remembering the first or second time.
Where have I been once? No, twice. I've been twice.
I think even twice, because I knew you the second time.
I've been twice. The second time I went with a girl. I don't know if you remember that. My girlfriend at the time. No. And
Wait,
we went to the Grand Canyon one day.
that one.
And we
I know
broke
this
up
story.
on the way to the Grand Canyon.
Dude, it's the best story ever.
Literally on the way to the Grand Canyon.
Did you still go?
And then we're 20 minutes away, and she's saying, "Take me back. I don't want to go to the Grand Canyon."
gotta
for the first
go.
time
You're
with my
20 minutes away.
ex-boyfriend. But I'm like, we drove all this way. We're going.
Yeah.
So then I forced her to go. I held her against her will and took her to the Grand Canyon.
This is probably still pretty nice if you're going to be forced to go somewhere.
Yeah. And we went, and she's literally sobbing and looking at Grand Canyon. So we stayed for 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's
that's
go.
an embarrassing spectacle. Sound bounces off the walls there. That sobbing carried for miles.
It wasn't crowded. It wasn't embarrassing because I just walked away from her. I left her in the corner sobbing.
What is
But
it like
it's
looking at one of
miserable.
the natural wonders of the world while also thinking, this relationship is over, this person's out of my life? What are the next steps? Was it kind of profound, or was it like, who gives a shit?
It's interesting to think about. Yeah, it was. So I looked at it, and it was undoubtedly, even through all the emotional trauma that I was going through in that moment, beautiful.
Still the best.
I was amazed.
That's awesome.
But there's still this thing pulling at you in your head, like sadness and
Yeah.
anger and drama and
The idea that you have to drive back.
driving back. So it's kind of, it does take away from it and makes it so you can't really enjoy it as much or as long as you'd want to. So yeah, I cut it way short. And just said,
Dude, you got to go back to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Let's go. Because you're from Arizona,
I've been there once. When I was
you've
a
only
kid.
been there once.
Been there once when I was. It's like 4 hours away from where everyone lives in Arizona.
Yeah, but it's, like you said, one of the natural wonders of the world.
Yeah,
You'd
it's
think
cool.
you'd be it.
I had nightmares after the first time I went.
Of falling?
Yeah, my parents falling off the cliff. For like 2 years, I had that nightmare.
Do you love your parents a
I
lot?
do. I love my parents, I guess, more than I knew, because I didn't want them to fall off.
Did you tell them about your nightmare?
Yeah, I would tell my mom. It was always my mom. She'd just fall off, and then the dream would end. But I didn't like heights after I went to the Grand Canyon.
You could hike down it.
Dude, the trails, we went on one of those trails, and they're like this big, and I'm like 8 and dumb and bumping into stuff, and could have been the
And
enemy.
now you like hiking. You got to go back.
Now I like hiking more because like I don't have a gym membership. It's just working out to
Because
me.
of-
Very, very
So,
rarely
oh,
do
is-
I take in the natural beauty and stuff.
Is
I kinda just-
hiking a COVID thing? Like,
No.
do you normally go to the gym during
Ever
normal
since I moved
times?
to LA, I just never got a gym membership, and I just decided to hike. Laziness, I think.
Yeah. What about your girlfriend? Does she go with you?
Sometimes she kind of
She's a lazy bone.
She kind of slows me down a little bit.
Is she big hips?
No, she's gorgeous and has a perfect
I
body.
don't think. Have I met her?
Yeah, you've met her because
I
I said
didn't.
I'm doing Ari's podcast, and she knows you.
But maybe she just knows me because.
I think you met at a show briefly.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
I apologize for saying she has big hips. Really.
Big hips are beautiful. That can be beautiful.
Yeah.
But she doesn't
I'd say a lot of
have
people like
big
big hips
hips.
these days. I don't.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
small
You're-
hips.
Yeah, you're old fashioned.
Yeah. I grew up in the
Hey.
90s with Sports Illustrated
That's totally fine.
and Playboy magazine. Big hips were not in.
I get that.
It's your generation that likes thick girls.
Yeah, but let me reiterate: Kate is not
She's not a thick girl.
thick girl. Not that there's anything wrong with thick girls, but she's
Nothing
not.
wrong with them. They're just not for me. Am I allowed to say thick girls aren't for me?
Yeah, that's
Is that
absolutely.
allowed?
I think that's allowed. Yeah, I think so. I'm not the rule guy on that, but
They're for skinny, tall white guys.
it seems to be that is apparent.
Or tall
The big
black
old
guys
number
as well.
10 couple.
Wait.
You got a 1 and a 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. How did you first get into stand-up comedy?
You really care?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I didn't like anything like through school. I just had I think like a 2.2 average that I just kept.
You got bad grades?
for like 8 years.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have expected that from
Always
you.
had bad grades. I just didn't like anything.
I would have looked at you and said straight A nerd.
That's what all my teachers thought. They always expressed a very firm belief in me from the beginning, and I just sort of all I wanted to do was play video games. And then when it became time to like take part in life, I think around like 17 or 18, when I was like, I'm gonna have to do something. Stand up seemed like a way to
Not
keep
gamer?
fucking around, you know?
Yeah.
But like also participate in life and like try to do something.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I think like I started. It just
Were
seemed
you
like a
but
it seemed
did
like
you
a way
listen
to
a
keep,
lot of stand-up?
Yeah.
Were you a comedy fan?
Yeah, I always liked stand up, but I never thought I could do it. I thought it was like you had to be like Albert Einstein to do it.
You thought you had to be really smart.
Yeah, and
You
then I
viewed
went to
stand-up
one open
comedians as
mic.
geniuses.
Yeah, I went to one open mic and I thought I can do. If this is what it is, I can do this. Yeah, I can be better than this.
That's the sad truth to a lot of
It
people
really
starting
is.
stand-up. You go watch bad comedy and you go, oh, I can do that.
Yeah,
Which is not like why you should be doing stand-up. But if you are thinking about doing stand-up, and you're like, oh, I'm not good enough.
yeah.
Go to an open
Stop
mic.
watching Legends on television
Yeah.
and go to an open mic
Yeah,
and understand
exactly.
that it's very doable.
Yeah, when you watch your favorite comedian on TV, yeah, you're not going to feel good enough.
No.
But go to an open mic wherever you are, even LA or New York, even a stand-up city, and you will feel more than good enough.
Yeah, it really
You will feel
is.
like a legend. You'll say, oh, I'm going to be great.
Even to this day, I still love when someone bombs right before I go up. People say, like, let me ride that wave. No, I want someone to die on stage before I go up.
Even at a show, like a packed show, you'd want someone to bomb
Not
before
if
you?
I'm, like, headlining. I would like the feature to not tank it. But if it's just, like, yeah, if it's, like, 10 comics we're all doing, I don't want the guy in front of me to fucking destroy.
If it's a showcase show or an open mic, I don't mind following a bomb.
Don't mind following a bomb. Not to say it's bad to follow someone that does do well, but I
Sure.
mean, if
But
you're going
when
to give me
I'm-
the bomb, I'm going to take the bomb.
But when I'm doing a sold-out club show with 3 comics,
Oh, when a comic
I
is
don't wanna
bad,
follow
it
a
is
bad comic.
infuriating.
Yeah. Because then the crowd,
The crowd thinks that you're a part of that and that
Yeah.
you're like, you vouch
Here
for them
we
or
go.
something. It's like, no, this is just a guy from around here. Like, I don't even know him.
what do you say when someone walks up to you after a show and goes, you were so much better than the first guy? Do you say thank you? Or do you,
God, bro.
or do you say, oh,
That is one of the most awkward things, isn't it? Like, I hate that shit.
or you say, oh, yeah, it's comedy subjective.
Yeah, I kind of defend the other guy, I think.
Yeah.
I like, yeah, maybe you thought that, or, we all have weird nights sometimes or something, or, oh, he's really funny, you know, I just had a weird night.
What's
know.
the worst set you've ever had in your life?
Well, I know it right when you ask.
Number one?
Number one.
Okay, what is it?
I was 2 years into comedy. This was with Ryan Stalder. This guy...
With
I'm
Ryan
like,
Stalder.
With Ryan Stalder.
Okay.
I was like 20 or 19, and he's like, I have a van I've booked this comedy tour across the country, dude. I'm 19. I'm like, this sounds amazing. Yeah. Summer vacation's coming up. I'm going to do 30 shows in 28 days or something. And it all sounded great. There's 2 other guys that are coming along with us. This Ryan, bless his heart, one of my great friends.
Nice guy.
I've said his full name now. I shouldn't have done that. But
nice, funny guy.
Funny guy.
Crafty guy. Handy.
Dude, he is. You got to go out to his place again.
I saw it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
He built his pond now, too. He's got like a jacuzzi out there. Wow. It's pretty nuts.
Cool.
But he got some of the shows were legit. Most of them were, he told people that we would bring like 60 people and they let us on. So each show we come to, the booker's like, where the hell is everybody? And he's like, well, we're here, so we should probably do the show. So it was like, most of the shows were really awkward
So the booker was expecting 60 people.
Yeah, that's how we got on the shows. That's how we got the 30 shows. He told people, when we come through, there's going to be 60 people.
And then how many people were actually there?
0, bro.
Literally
All of us had maybe 10 minutes of comedy.
Right, but literally 0 people in the audiences.
Yeah.
So then how could you even start
the
the show?
No. They would have some of their people. They'd have like 5 or 6, you know.
Got it. So they were already existing shows. So
Yeah. And then there were a few bangers, but one of them, this was an actual banger. It was at the Crow's Nest in Santa Cruz.
I've done this show.
Yeah. Full room.
Uh-huh.
I am hosting. I guess the day before.
Ryan featuring, and then I had local headliner.
Ryan would always headline. He demanded. That was a big issue with us too. We started getting in a fight about that.
Oh, what you said? I want a headline.
Everyone did. Everyone in the van was like, "We should switch headlining or something," you know.
And he's like, "No, I'm the
He's
headliner."
like, "I set it up. It's my van."
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah.
That actually.
He did.
I side with him on that. Not saying he's a better comic. I'm just saying.
No,
if
but
he set it all up. Yeah.
Looking back on it, I don't know how it was him and then a bunch of 20-year-olds, dude. I don't know how he didn't fucking lose his mind. We all hated each other after that.
Yeah.
We'd just get in a city and we'd all go in different directions and meet up at the show later, but we just wouldn't want to see each other.
Hilarious.
And
was there actual fighting?
Yeah, there was actual fighting.
Okay.
I remember he threw up my weed once on accident. He was cleaning out his car and I
lost it.
Dude, I don't think I've lost it on
You're
something.
like, I need my
It was the
weed.
one thing I had on that fucking trip to like
I've gone.
chill out.
I've done a road trip with 5 dudes once, and there was a lot of drama.
It's so much worse than you think it's going to be. But anyways, Santa Cruz, I'm hosting. I used to do this really hacky joke that you do your first year in comedy about like an Amber Alert or something.
Okay.
And I guess the night before, a little girl had been kidnapped. They didn't put out an Amber Alert.
In Santa Cruz?
Oh
my gosh.
That morning they found her body.
Know about it.
Did not know about this.
Oh, God.
They found her body that morning. And everyone was like, it's because they didn't put out an Amber Alert, you know? This is outrageous that they didn't put out an Amber Alert. And here I am, 6 hours later, like, oh, you ever have the same car as an Amber Alert, you know? Sitting at red lights, like, not me.
So just crickets.
Crickets. And it's weird because it was a good show. It was like I was vibing with them kind of, and then just, dude, like,
lost them.
Air out of the room.
How much time did you have left on your set?
5 minutes.
Okay,
and then I had to introduce each comic.
Oh, right.
For the rest of the show.
Now, did you get heckled at all?
Dude, room goes silent, and like a dude stands up and he says, "Get off the stage, you loser." He calls me a loser. That hurts so much more than like if someone's like, "You're a motherfucker, you're a bitch." He held back to hurt me more. He was like, "Get off the stage, you loser." And half the crowd wanted to rip me to shreds. They thought that I like saw that story, decided to make a joke. And then the other half of the crowd was coming up to me kind of throughout the show like, whoo, you know, walked right into that one.
So the crowd was not. I thought you were funny. They were like,
yeah, half of them were like, you must. There's no way he knew, you know.
Yeah.
And then the other half thought that I
knew.
I think the drunker half,
dickhead.
yeah, thought that I was like I thought I was hot shit and like edgy or something. Which is my biggest fear.
That's
that people think I think I'm edgy is one of my biggest fears.
Go no edge,
bro. It might have been. You're so edgy when you start, dude. I don't know what that is about first, second year in comedy. I think it's because the comedy you watch is like everyone's doing they're great comedians doing edgy bits. So you're like, oh, comedy's gun control and all this stuff.
Well, I think that's part of it. It's also kind of easier to make edgy funny.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what I mean? It's easy to lead
so much
something
easier to make
sex.
it roll your eyes, you know? Like,
oh, it's like corny?
Yeah, it's so much easier to be corny.
Yeah, it's easy to be corny. It's easy to be edgy. For me, I'm dead inside. And if there's no edge to it.
Dude, you're the edge lord.
It bores me.
You do it in the best way.
If
I tell people about like whenever it comes up, I always bring up your name as
Oh, that's
someone
very
that
nice,
does that
yeah.
very, very well.
That's very sweet. I'm honored.
I like show Kate your jokes.
Thank you.
Yeah, because she's like a sweet lady. I kind of want to. I'm just like over the years have been corrupting her.
If someone wants to be, see, I feel like people go to me if people are talking about offensive. Oh, you think you're going to be offended at that? You'll be offended at. You're going to get upset at this. You're going to hate this guy.
Yeah.
People like send me to for people who they know will hate me.
To provoke people.
Yeah.
See, I say, I'm like, no, it can be done well. Look how funny he is.
It's well, but if you're still offended,
Yeah, if you're still,
you're not going to not.
You're
be
never going to
offended.
fix someone like that,
Yeah.
or change someone's mind.
But yeah, to me,
I
the
like
reason
it.
I'm like that is because everything else, when I'm thinking of
Yeah,
it,
did
I'm
you
like, that's
did you
not
used to
fun.
care and then just hit a wall and
The
the
sad thing
bags?
is, I still care. I'm super offensive, and anytime someone outwardly gets offended at me, it
you
bums
still,
me out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your saving grace. That's why
Yeah.
you do it well. I think everyone cares.
Everyone cares.
But
Some
people
extent.
some people
But I care
act,
a
they're
lot,
like, I
actually.
don't give a fuck if you're offended.
No, I care a lot.
I
Yeah.
think that's, never lose that. Don't ever be the, I don't give a shit if you're offended guy.
But the thing is, anytime someone's offended at me, they've never once convinced me that I was being offended.
It's always dumb, right?
I'm always just like, well, yeah, but you're at a stand-up comedy show.
Yeah.
These are jokes. It's like,
I've never seen an
I
argument
don't
for
actually want to murder a child. I don't, whatever it is, you know?
That's crazy.
It's like, you like, look at where you are right now. We're not in your office. We're not at a board meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, half of, I feel like some of your stuff is funny because it's so outrageous to say.
Yeah, it's
that it's
absurdist.
who would say
a lot
this,
of my
yes.
comedy is absurdist.
You shouldn't
humor.
have to explain that to
Shouldn't
people
have to
that don't
explain
get
it.
that.
Yeah, it's. I think my favorite comedians are like edgelords, Daniel Tosh, Anthony
dude, Tosh
Jeselnik,
was-
those type
Yeah.
of people. So I just gravitated towards that.
I was definitely influenced by like Jeselnik and Tosh at the beginning. Kind of had to switch my flow up.
Oh, you were influenced to
I
where
think I
you're
did a little
you
bit.
sounded like
I think the
them.
first couple times
Everyone
on
has
stages, I
that.
sounded like Tosh a lot.
Everyone has that. I have
Yeah.
little moments where I do them, and then I go, "Does that?" I feel like I'm emulating someone.
I've had that too.
And
Yeah,
then,
you feel gross.
and then you feel gross.
Feel gross? You just don't do it again.
Or you try and you have to figure out who it is so that you could change
Yeah.
it. What about?
Dude, that happens whenever I watch Norm Macdonald.
Oh, his
Bro, I
cadence
cannot
is addicting.
not
Yeah.
talk like him
Yeah.
for a day.
Totally. Him.
I had to stop watching
Brody
him.
Stevens used to do that.
Brody,
to me.
yes.
Harlan Williams. There's certain people where they have such unique voices.
Yeah.
Dave Attell, where you finish listening to them and you go, I want to be him. Mm-hmm. I want to sound like that.
I'll do my comedy like that.
Little tidbits and sayings. What's the best set you've ever had, or do you not have
Best
one
that I ever
clear?
had?
Do you
I
have
don't
a
know if
number
I have
one?
a clear one. I have like sets I had the most fun on. The Laughing Skull set, where at that festival, the
Which
last
one?
finals round of that
Okay.
was one of my favorite sets I think ever. I think that was because it was the first time I like did well in a place that mattered. Yeah,
Right, high pressure situation. Good
Yeah.
set feels even that much better.
yeah, it was way better.
Because you're like, I needed to be good there, and it was good there.
Yeah, and I remember I was like, even my manager was like the first. I had just got my manager, and this was like the
Uh-huh.
first thing they kind of sent me to. So I was like, if I bomb this shit,
Right.
that's gonna be embarrassing for them. You know,
You did really good there. What did you get? Second
Handled
place?
it. I got second place.
Second place. And the guy who came in first place, I feel like they had to give it to him.
Yeah, Gabriel Rutledge was the first
Nice
place
guy.
guy, who's
I don't
like
know
a fucking
him, but, like,
Seattle legend.
Yeah, he was like a local
Yeah.
guy. It's like he needed that
Yeah.
more than anything else in the whole world.
Super. Yeah, I wasn't
You
upset
were
at
like
all.
a
It's
young
like, dude, I was like,
you were like a young
I
kid.
was
So if two
psyched.
people kill, they have to give it to like the old guy that needs it.
I would have taken fifth place gladly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd taken eighth place gladly. I just wanted to like be in the final round.
Yeah, that was cool. What else have you done since then?
Not much.
You did Conan?
No, yeah. That led to Conan, and then I did that Bring the Funny show last year.
And then Bring the Funny.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually see that one.
Not many people did.
What, that was a competition show? Was it just stand up or was it
Stand
other
up,
stuff?
sketch, and something else. I forget.
And
what
did
else
you
it
do
was.
all the mediums or just stand up?
Just stand up.
So was it you competing against someone who did sketches?
Yeah, sometimes.
So how they decide if like
Oh, dude, I have no idea.
between
Well,
a
eventually they
comedian
just
and a
went
sketch
to. After the first couple rounds, they just let America decide.
oh, got it. It was just audience vote.
Yeah.
Now, because it was audience vote and it wasn't the most popular show in the world, do you feel like it was whoever could get the most votes for themselves?
Oh, I know. I was fucked as soon as it was America Votes, yeah.
But do you think it was biased, like whoever was the best self-promoter? Or do you think it was genuinely who America picked was their favorite?
I just think it would be hard for it to be like who America picks as their favorite, because there were people on there with millions of followers, and all they had to do was tweet, vote for me.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know, they're just going to hit more people off of that, which
Who
they
won?
should. They've developed a sketch group named the Valley Folk.
And did they have millions of followers?
Yeah, they had a bunch of I think they had like 600,000 or something. And
Got
I
it.
had like 1,200, so I knew
Right.
I wasn't going to. But I was, at that point, that was like the Atlanta thing. I was like, I'm happy to be in this round. I just wanted to make it through the first couple rounds.
So you do good
I was
music
kind of glad,
competitions.
honestly. Like each time I won a round in that show, half of me was really glad, and then the other half was like, fuck, I have to do that again.
That's so for
Comedy
me. I kind of
competition.
hate comedy competitions.
I hate them more
just
than
because they
anything.
give me anxiety. I'm not good at them. I'm not likable. So it's like all these things that work against me.
Yeah.
But you do very good in them. So,
I literally owe everything to them, and I hate them more than anything. Ever since Arizona, like even there, Arizona's funniest. That's how I started opening up for people and stuff. You have to do them in a way. I don't know.
You don't have to.
No, you
but-
don't have to. You're
but
right. But
it has worked for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It does. It can create opportunities. So knowing that you're good at them and that they've brought you a lot of cool opportunities, are you like, yeah, when's the next competition?
no,
You're not.
after Bring the Funny, I thought like I hope to God I never have to do a competition ever again.
But you for sure will. Right?
I mean, yeah, I'll do anything really. If it's gonna, yeah. I mean, I'm
have
not
you ever
gonna-
said no to a show?
to like just a normal comedy
Just
show?
a normal comedy show?
Yeah, I think so.
What?
Not much, though. I know what you mean, dude. I say yes to. I have this thing in my mind of like, be grateful for what you have.
No, I've said no to
because it
stuff.
will go
Yeah.
away, and that works for a while. And then eventually, you do need to start saying no to stuff. I've come to a couple shows out here where I was like, oh, this was I'm clearly not in this world.
Have you ever gone to the show and it was so bad that you instead
I still don't leave, dude. I go.
You-
I
you
do
go-
it.
you do it if
Mhm.
you show
I
up.
fucking do it if I show up. Yeah. Yeah. Even if the guy is clearly a crazy.
You've never been like,
Coked
yeah,
out
I'm gonna
lunatic.
leave.
Yeah. No. Never.
You've never been that much of a big shot.
No. Hopefully. I should. I've been in the
been
position
in
to
where
do
you
that
should have,
and been
yeah.
absolutely right. Yeah, I should have left, but I don't.
But you do it. You're a nice guy.
Something keeps me there. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we drove to Arizona that one time to do a pretty bad restaurant show.
Yeah, when was
What
that?
was it? Or was it Arizona? It was Ryan. It was one of Ryan's shows.
Morongo Valley. The the one with the ceiling.
Yeah, that
You
art
crushed
ceiling.
at that show. I remember you.
I don't think I crushed.
I think you had, like-
you guys were just supportive, but
they were eating you up.
it was. But that was like a show that maybe it'd be worth it to do that show in town, but it wasn't worth it to drive.
I do those shows only so I can spend the night at Ryan's place.
Right.
'Cause it's
Yeah,
so
it was
dope.
fun because of just the team
Yeah.
adventure.
Yeah. We were with Jesse, I
camaraderie.
think.
Yeah, Jesse and I forget who else, but yeah.
But yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, that might have been the last show we done together.
I think so.
That was a few years ago.
That might have been the last time No, because we see each other at the store and stuff. But
Here and there. What about COVID time writing? Have you found it easy or hard to do writing? Or the same?
it's the same.
I found it so
I
much
find
harder.
it harder to do. I mean, it is harder to write stand-up. Absolutely. I need a deadline. Like I need a show at the end of the night to
to try a joke.
motivate me to write for it.
Yeah.
And obviously, there hasn't been a deadline like that in a while. I've had a few shows here and there that have like helped. I actually, you know what? It has been harder because I'm now realizing the only time I've written new stand-up is if I have a show.
And
Like a
even the
drive-thru or
shows
something.
the few shows I've done here and there during the pandemic, to me, they're so few and far between. I don't even care about having new stuff.
True, yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm going to be so bad because I haven't done it in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah, I did have to kind of like let go of the. I feel like when it's normal, feels like you're always like climbing up and taking little steps and sharpening the tool. And I had to kind of accept like, go sharpen another tool for a while because, like, don't be anxious about losing your
stand-up ability.
stand-up ability right now, you know?
Yeah.
Focus elsewhere. Stand-up will be back, but it's dead right now.
It's dead right now.
It's fucking dead as
What's
shit,
your
bro.
podcast going to be? Do you have a hook for it?
Best podcast in the world.
Is it going to be general conversation? Do you have like a little twist?
I don't have any twist. It's just be stuff I like.
Is it going to be
Funny
solo
videos
pod?
I
Are you going
see.
to have guests?
It's going to be a mix of both.
Okay.
A little video podcast, some clips that I like to watch, and
Reactions.
reactions sometimes. Really just whatever. I think I'm going to figure out what it is as I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
What's it going to be called? Do you have a name?
Podfellow.
Oh, I like that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm asking people if they do. I like it
Podfellow?
too.
That's
I already got the
cute.
artwork for it, so it's, you know,
You're halfway
that's the
there.
name.
Halfway there.
Podfellow.
Do you have anything in your life? I didn't set you up with this ahead of time, and I should have, and it is my fault.
You're good.
Do you have anything in your life that you need help with? Issues in your life? Maybe problems with your girlfriend or finances or family or just, you know,
Yeah.
everyone's got issues.
Everyone's got issues. Of course I have those.
And I could help you with those.
you could help me with those right here, right now?
I'm super logical, and I have a big background in therapy.
Huh. I mean, what has someone else said? Has anyone been
Oh, man.
straight up like, I have problems with my relationship and stuff on here?
Absolutely. Ken
Really?
Gar went through a divorce on here.
Well, he had
Luke
already been
Schwartz-
divorced, or like?
No, he was going through it
Oh my
during
God.
this. Luke Schwartz started crying. talking
Luke started
about-
crying?
Yeah, Luke
Shit,
Schwartz.
I'm never gonna top that, dude.
Because no, you're not, no one's gonna be. No, he's the only one that started crying. He started crying because his girlfriend had recently broke up with him, and since then, years later, he got back together with her, and they're now married.
Oh.
But in that episode, she had just dumped him, and he was tears pouring down his face.
Wow.
What else? There's been a girl who had like severe dad issues where her and her dad weren't talking.
I have some, no, I don't have dad issues. What am I saying? I guess
Sounds like you
I,
do.
I could just call my dad more. That's not a therapy. He would like to talk more.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's not that bad. I thought
not
maybe
that bad.
you hated him or he
No, I
hated
don't
you
hate him.
or he's disappointed in you.
Good dude. Love
Do
him.
they support your being a comedian?
They do now, yeah.
They did in the beginning, huh?
My mom never told me, but I guess dad was calling her like, what the hell is our son doing? This is terrible. But now, I wanted to drop out of
But
college.
he never
and
told that
stuff.
to you?
I was like, no, he never told that to me.
Did you drop out of college?
No, but I wanted to, so I think that's
Yeah.
what freaked him out.
I kind of regret going to college.
I do too. Still to this
Kind of
day,
a
I
waste
say,
of
you
time.
know what I would have done? I would have gone to a community college. And
I would have done no college. What's a community college going to do for you?
nothing other than keep my parents somewhat satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Really, with them, it was like, you can drop out of college, but we'll disown you.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of. It wasn't
Right,
like,
right. You're on
like
your
it was
own.
always you're going to college.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I barely get into ASU.
But you got in. Did you party there?
I got in. Not really, dude. I was already like, I'm going to be a stand-up, So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I smoked a lot of weed. I collapsed my lung
From weed?
from weed.
Wait, tell me about that.
Longfellow, dude.
You took a giant bong rip
Yeah.
and you had to go to the hospital? Shit.
Well, it was, I have a condition where it happens to tall, skinny dudes, which sounds
Who like thick girls?
like I'm bragging, Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that my girlfriend's not a thick girl,
Right.
but yeah, sure, I love thick girls. It's just Kate doesn't happen to be one.
Do you sometimes,
Very skinny.
Do you sometimes
Super-
imagine Kate to be thick while you're making passionate love to her?
Totally. I imagine all sorts of things. I think we both do. What was I talking about?
Your
before
collapsed
having
lung.
sex with my non-existent thick girlfriend. Oh yeah, my collapsed lung. Yeah, dude. I was having like chest pains, and I got an X-ray, and they were like, nothing's probably gonna happen, but your lung might collapse. So don't like smoke. Don't really move around much.
And you're like, but smoking's my thing.
Dude, it was. I just started. I didn't do anything in high school. I was a straight edge, straight and narrow. My dad ran the Reagan campaign. It worked. I was
Wait.
scared to death of
Oh,
getting in
got it,
trouble
yeah.
for drugs.
Uh-huh.
And I found out my stepbrother smoked weed. I cried, I was like,
Were you
he's a
religious?
loser. I grew up very Catholic, but I'd
Oh, yeah.
always, I never liked it. Like I never, I don't think I was religious. I was like guilty. I had like Catholic guilt all the time. Like I wanted to jerk off sometimes, but if I thought about Jesus, I wouldn't do it because I'd be like, that's the test.
You know what though? People complain about that. I think it's kind of healthy to have a little of that.
Yeah, it definitely kept me from doing things like drugs. I thought that was a sin.
It kind of, see, that's where people knock religion, but it helps kids not do drugs, not masturbate, not have sex too early. Because I was jerking off all the time from age 12 and.
Oh, dude, I was such a young jerker. I got caught. I remember having crushes
on
girls. No. Oh, yeah, I got caught. Yeah, my dad caught me once. I talk about that
in my stand-up.
You walked in the room,
dick in hand?
Yeah. I was under my Spider-Man covers at 3 p.m, so you kind of put the pieces together.
Oh, you could have been taking a nap.
No, I was very awake.
What, so, did he
just kind of was like... And
just pretended
like, don't do that again.
He said, "Don't do that again."
He said, "Don't do that again," which was a bad thing to say. But I think like he
then it made you feel guilty.
He just wanted to get out of the moment, you know.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get out of there. But yeah, you know, I'm realizing how full of shit I am now because I would be the kid that was like, I would go to church and be like, "I hate this stuff," you know, this is lame, and then also not do something because I was afraid it was a sin, and then I would burn in eternal hell.
So you kind of pretended like you thought it was lame.
But
you deep down believed
But deep
it.
down, yeah, I was like. Not doing shit because I thought God was watching.
Was there a turning
collapsed.
moment though where you stopped believing in God?
I think eventually I just decided that God, if there's a God, He's cool with what I'm doing. He knows
I'm a good guy.
He knows my intentions. He knows my heart. You know. So now, and then I started jerking off all the time.
But maybe He doesn't like your intentions because he collapsed your lungs.
I guess we'll find out when we die.
Yeah.
We'll be like, you were way off. I hated all that. You got to go down there now. But yeah, my lung collapsed. I was in math class, and my chest started hurting, and I knew that's what was happening, but I was so shy back then that I just like sat in math class for 45 minutes, while my lung was collapsing. It's getting harder to breathe. And then...
you knew what was happening.
Yeah, I knew it, because they told me that's what it would feel like. They're like...
And you didn't get up. You just sat there with your lungs.
Yep.
You're like, maybe it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I knew it wasn't going to be fine. I knew I was like, I'm going right to the health center after this class. But it was like the third week of school or something. Like, I was still finding my identity. I didn't want to.
But you could have.
Well, it didn't matter because later on they rolled me through campus in a fucking gurney on the way to the ambulance.
Wait, that same moment?
Yeah, it was so embarrassing.
So
no, after class, I went to the health center. They took an X-ray, called the ambulance, but it was like far away, so they like wheeled me. I'm just like waving at everybody. Like, I guess I'm this guy now. Forever.
This is 3 weeks in ASU.
Yeah, this is ASU. Palm
But that's
Drive.
such a big school that you probably came back and no one even knew it was you.
Yeah, I'm sure I was. I mean, that's my whole entire life. I'm sure no one has ever thought the things that I think they're thinking.
But okay. So you go to the hospital. They uncollapse your lung. What happens when you collapse lung?
I was in the hospital for 10 days.
That's a long time.
Long ass time, dude.
Yeah.
Couldn't move. They put a tube in your chest, in between your rib cage. They stick a tube that sucks. It's supposed to suck air out.
No. Wait. Rewind for a second. When the doctor said you could have a collapsed lung, so don't smoke or anything, did you continue to smoke?
I vaped.
Got it.
Did not work. I bought a vape and everything.
You're like, this will avoid it.
Yeah.
Didn't avoid it.
No, it made me cough more, I think.
Okay. Okay, so you're like, I gotta work around. Oh, don't smoke. I get it. Vape, you're saying.
Yeah, I have a reckless... Someone inside of me is trying to destroy me.
You gotta learn. You're not gonna know.
Oh, I haven't
Then you would have
learned.
always wondered, but I want, maybe I could vape.
Yeah.
You gotta know the hard way.
I did have to know, and I did survive for a couple weeks after that diagnosis, you know. I was like, it's going away.
Yeah, you're like, see, vaping's working.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the hospital 10
in the
days,
hospital.
miserable.
Yeah, 10 days. They do a surgery. It's horrible. I have to get a nurse to help me pee and stuff. It's the worst.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking...
Good character building, though.
Yeah, pretty good. It was the first real adversity I'd faced in my life. I had to, you know.
Yeah.
And lost like 9... I was so skinny when I got out, which I remember being kind of psyched about. I was like...
But you're already, I imagine... Or at
Yeah, I was
least
already
now.
pretty thin. But this was also freshman year, so I'd kind of gained a few pounds. You know? And I was like, I still had acne, and...
Got it.
I hadn't come into full
Your
form
handsome
yet.
self, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I just played Call of Duty for a while and went back to school.
Did you have to
Got me out of some assignments. I remember that was
That's
cool.
what I was going to ask you. Did you have to like drop any classes because of that?
No, it was the funnest email ever to send, because I would send the first email and be like, I'm sick, I can't do this, and they'd send me back like, well, you have to, and then I get to send them like the doctor's prognosis, and like they'd be like, oh my God, we're so sorry. Absolutely.
Oh, they didn't
take
believe
as
at
much
first.
time
They're
as
just like, yeah, you have a cold.
Yeah,
Good luck.
I don't think I would. I wasn't like I didn't open up with my lung has collapsed. I was just like I'm in the hospital at the moment and blah blah blah, and I downplayed its seriousness. I always was down. I was asking the doctor the whole time. I was like, I was going to go to Flagstaff this weekend. Is that like the first hour I'm in the hospital? And he's like, I don't think you understand what the fuck happened, dude.
You're gonna be here 10
like,
days.
You would have died if you didn't come in here in like a day.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy. And then the doctor said afterwards, he was like, if you ever smoke again, you don't need a doctor. You need a shrink. That was his little line. I remember thinking like, oh, he said that before. And like 3 weeks later, I was
You did?
back, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Dude. I was a freshman, depressed freshman student in
okay,
college.
I get.
It was
I don't
dumb.
know.
It was
I don't
dumb as
get
hell,
it.
dude. It was dumb as hell.
And did anything bad happen?
Well, they screwed up by telling me your right lung, the one that collapsed, stronger than ever. It's got scar tissue now. That one's never going to give you an issue again. But the same issue might arise in the left one.
So you're like, hey.
So I'm like, well, yeah.
If it collapses again, I'll go to the hospital.
I'm like, I'm sure the left one's good, you know? And it was. I don't know.
It was good.
Yeah, it was
So
good.
you smoke now?
I only vape now. But, yeah. I mean, I do more than the doctors would like me to do, I think.
I gotta say, yeah, if that was me, if my lung
it'd be
collapsed and
enough
I
to make
spent
you quit,
10
right?
days in
This
the
is what I
hospital,
wonder
I'd be
about
like,
myself, dude.
done.
I'm like, what is fucking in me why do I still want to do it? How did that not?
You love weed.
Bro, I love
420, baby.
It's pretty great. It's pretty
Smoke
great
weed
stuff.
every day.
It's better than doing other stuff, right? You know?
Not
I
for
tried to
you.
do the edible thing. I
don't
can't just
like
lose
edibles.
my mind every night.
Yeah, edibles
this
are
isn't
too much.
sustainable. Yeah, I just vape a little bit, little, not the oils, just a little
Oh, the leaves
tiny bit of
themselves?
some mid shelf. Now it's gas. It's always gas, but you know, trying to do less. That's the New Year's resolution.
You're an
This
idiot,
year,
dude.
this year we kick it.
You're an idiot. You could have.
I never said I wasn't an idiot.
You could have had another collapsed lung.
Dude, I know. And
Yeah,
during
really-
COVID season too.
No,
I mean,
I
my
kind
God.
of get it. This is on a much smaller level, but when I smoke weed, I think it like burns those little hairs on my throat, and I get a cold. Like,
Oh, really?
Literally every time if I smoke a lot of weed,
You get a cold?
I'll get a cold.
Oh, wow.
I'll get sick for a few days.
I never get sick.
Yeah, and it's from weed. I know it. I've finally came to that conclusion.
Bro, sick.
And then I'll
your
still
pipe
smoke
just
weed
nasty
sometimes.
or something?
No,
Just like
I could use a
something-
brand new pipe. It's the smoke. I don't know what it is.
That's
it like burns.
crazy. Maybe you're allergic to weed a little bit.
Maybe I'm allergic to weed. Maybe I'm smoking it wrong. I don't know what it is, but it's a hot smoke.
Interesting.
Because I feel it. I feel my throat getting fucked up, and that leads to sickness for me. Maybe it's a mental thing. I don't know.
Leads to
It
just
sounds weird.
fucking being chill for me. Leads to
Chill
Chilltown.
Yeah, it leads to Chilltown, and then a cold for me.
And then a potentially
But then I
collapsed
still
lung.
do it every 6 months. I'll be like, you
Isn't
know
that
what?
the thing
I'm gonna
about
smoke weed.
No matter
Yeah.
how miserable your last experience was, you're like, I might fucking do that.
Because when you're doing it, it's kind of no big deal. It's
Mm-hmm.
just weed.
Yeah, it's just weed, bro. And you know what? My favorite song sounds a little better.
But I remember when I used to work at a marijuana dispensary. I was really into
Did you
weed.
really?
I worked at 2 different marijuana dispensaries. I got caught growing it for my parents.
Oh, wow.
I sold it in
I didn't know
college.
this about you at all.
I grew it in LA. I was super.
And now you get sick every time you smoke weed?
I was getting
What
sick back
happened to you,
then
dude?
too. I just didn't know. I didn't know what was causing it.
You're just sick for
I never
years.
went to the doctor, so I just was
I
like,
hate going to the
I think I
doctor.
get sick every few months.
Yeah.
But it was the weed. But I remember during that time, that was kind of, it was kind of this renaissance of weed. It was medically legal in California,
Yeah.
all this thing. And there was
It
all
still
these
feels
big
that way.
proponents. There's nothing wrong with weed. It should be legalized. It's good for you.
That's
there's
bullshit, by the way.
there's no proof. I think Rogan talks about all the time. There's no proof that anything bad could happen to you from weed. I'm like, collapsed lung, I would get sick all the time. People are definitely physically addicted,
Yeah,
have withdrawals
definitely.
from stop smoking. It creates fucking idiots. Yes, you can smoke weed and be fine, but to say it's
But
not bad
don't
at
say
all,
it's
it
good
is.
for
It
you.
is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I never, yeah.
It's not the worst. There's worse
It's not
things.
the worst. There's worse drugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd probably rather hang out with a pothead even than an alcoholic.
Absolutely. And I think
But-
if I drank as much as I smoked weed, I would have had a liver transplant by now, you know, or I'd be, I don't know, brain dead.
Dead. You'd be dead.
Seems
For
like
sure.
it would be worse.
You'd for sure be dead.
Yeah.
I'd bet my life on that.
Yeah, I don't like drinking too much.
I don't like the taste.
Actually, I love drinking too much, but I don't. That's why I don't try to drink.
Oh,
much,
so
you know?
you have a drinking problem when you start drinking.
No, never had a drinking problem, but I do like to get drunk.
Have you ever gotten drunk and then had to get an abortion with a girl because of it?
No.
No abortion.
Did you? Is that why you bring it up? Did you? Do
No, the most that I've ever had, scare-wise.
that? You did? That didn't happen to you? You just brought that up randomly?
Yeah, no, I've never had to get an abortion. I've had a couple morning after pills.
Yeah,
but
of
the
course.
scariest time was a girl messaged me, and this was kind of a girl that I wasn't even dating.
Yeah.
It was kind of just a hookup.
Okay.
So not someone I'd want to have a baby with at all.
I know. Yeah, I know.
And she messaged me and she goes, "Hey, I haven't had my period yet." And then,
Dude, I'm with someone I love, and that is still
yeah,
fucking
it would be
scary
yeah,
as fuck.
it would be terrifying if I was married right now.
Yeah.
But this was with a girl I didn't even really like. And then this was the worst part. I said, "Okay." I remained calm and nice. I was like, "Okay, I want to be here for you in any way I can." I didn't even ask her if she was going to keep it or not, anything like that. Or if I was like, "How about you go?" And I'm in LA and she's in San Diego.
Okay.
So I said, "How about you go to the grocery store right now, get a pregnancy test, and I'll pay for it." I was like, "I'll pay for it. Let's just find out, right?"
Yeah, yeah.
And her response was, "I think that'll just make me more anxious, so I'm not going to get a pregnancy test." And at that point, I was so angry because I'm like, "Are you fucking
Yeah, why
an
even dump this
idiot?
on you?
Go get a pregnancy test. Let's find out." Like, now we're anxious up all night when it could be nothing.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to get a pregnancy test." So for the next week, I'm just thinking about that nonstop. Finally, she texts me and she's like, "I started my period." But so it's fine. It was all for nothing. But if she had just gotten a pregnancy test, it would.
Yeah. I think she just was like trying to text you, bro.
She just likes to party like that.
Yeah, I think that's like when
She's
a
like-
girl leaves her earring at your place and is like, "Oh, I gotta come back."
Do you think when a girl leaves her earring at
Yeah, absolutely.
that's why they do it?
Totally. I had a girl tell me that that's what they do.
that's
I'm sure there's some accidents,
I've found,
but yeah, I've definitely.
I never
known
put that together. Yeah, there's like 5 earring anyway.
Yeah, it's like a well-known strategy.
What do you leave at a girl's place if you really like her?
A satisfied woman.
You never leave anything behind?
I leave a tired broad. You know.
One time I left my whole backpack, but it was a genuine accident, but I always wondered, does she think I was just trying to see her again?
I'm trying to think if I've left anything at a girl's place. I don't think I have. I've had a lot of girlfriends.
How many?
Well, I guess only like 3. But what I'm saying is I haven't had like a lot of nights.
Oh, you don't have,
Where I
you're not a
could've-
big hookup guy.
I guess not.
Oh, back to therapy. What are the issues going
Not that
on
I
in your
have
life?
anything against that. I guess the weed thing could.
You're addicted to weed?
I don't know if I'm addicted to weed. I wouldn't frame it that
If-
way. But I probably shouldn't be smoking it at all, right?
If
I
a
have
collapsed
the
lung
lung
couldn't get you to
issues?
stop, I'm not going to be able to get you to stop. I'll tell
Yeah,
you that
so wouldn't
much.
any amount of weed at this point be considered an addiction since I've been close to death?
If that's your issue, I don't think I could help you with that.
Like, there's a guy with a DUI that still drinks, you know? And
which
drives.
I bet a lot of DUI people still drink and drive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
just kind of
Doesn't make you,
a severe.
I would imagine,
What
fall
about
out of love with alcohol.
what about getting a nicotine pen instead of a weed pen? Kind of phasing towards that.
I used to vape the nicotine, but I kicked it, and I don't want to go back.
Got it. That was more addicting than the weed.
I think I'd rather do weed, yeah.
What
I am like, I'm pitching it way more. Like, I am chilling on, I don't have like a,
until you collapse your left lung.
yeah, that's when I have a problem with weed. But I don't have like a, you know, I'm not just sitting there all day.
What if you
like
saved
that.
it for special occasions?
That's what I try to do. I try to do it only at night, If
That's
I'm gonna
not
do
a
it,
special occasion. Nighttime.
it's
A
it's
special occasion.
celebrating
I'm talking like
celebrating another day done. The sun went up and down again, guys.
no. A celebration would be like
Who
It's
wants
our
to do
6 month
weed on New
anniversary.
Year's or who wants to do that? That's not fun. Kate
That's kinda
doesn't
when I
do.
do
Kate
it.
doesn't do any weed.
Does she get mad when you do it?
No,
She doesn't care.
she doesn't care at all. She actually probably prefers me when I'm a little high.
So then it's even harder to kick because she goes, just
She can
smoke,
pet me
honey.
and stuff.
What's
Yeah.
your pet names for each other? Baby?
We say babe.
Babe? That's it?
I'm not gonna fucking
You're not going to reveal your pet names?
give you a bunch of ammo or something. We don't call it. I call her Kate. Kate and babe.
Kate and Babe.
I've
that's
never
it.
called her anything other than
Honey?
those. I don't think. Never honey.
Sweetie?
Never sweetie.
Toots?
Never toots. Can't believe I haven't called her toots
Bitch?
so many times.
As a joke.
No.
Get over here, bitch.
No, only when she's acting. She's not doing what I asked.
Right. What's the most you've ever stalked a girl?
No, I've never stalked a girl.
No, not really stalked, but just like kind of stalked.
What, like Instagram?
Sure, that could be it. Maybe you broke up with a girl or she broke up with you and you checked her Instagram 5 times
Yeah,
a day.
my ex before Kate, I would say there was we were like 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
So we would we were both guilty of like playing Instagram games, you kind of like put up a picture showing that maybe your life is a little sweeter than it is at the moment, hoping that they see,
You get mad.
and you kind of play that game.
When I was 21, I told a girl I had cancer to try and get her back.
See, yeah, I want to take back what I said because I don't have anything like that.
When I was 21 with the same girl, I went outside her dorm window
Oh my God,
and I
dude.
threw things at her window so she'd come to the window because
You're
she
the
wouldn't
greatest
answer my
person alive.
calls.
Okay.
I'm not proud of these things, but
No,
they,
this
but
is the
they happen.
This makes you the greatest person alive.
I'm not proud of doing these things, but I did them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to own up to them.
Absolutely.
I told her I had cancer, and I would also wait outside her window.
What kind of cancer?
I told her I had testicular cancer.
Testig, you went straight
Yeah.
for the funniest cancer.
When I was 21 with the same girl, I hired a guitar player on Craigslist
Yeah.
to serenade her, to try and get her back, like sing her a love song. I didn't
You
even
weren't
sing it.
together?
I didn't. No, we were broken up.
Yeah.
And I even though I play guitar for fun, I didn't play a song for her. I hired a different person,
So like a mariachi band.
like a white stoner guy in Santa Cruz, to go
She's gonna fall in love with this guy.
to go sing her a song. And
Was it
then
like
say it was from
Ari?
me. I
this
don't
is
even know
you?
what it was.
Oh my God! Did it work? What'd she do?
Fuck no.
Yeah, it couldn't have worked. You don't want to date a girl that
I
works
sent him
with.
$75. I never even met him. I don't even know if he really did it, but he says he did it. I believe him.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy.
It's an honorable craft.
He must have thought I was a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, imagine getting a Craigslist email saying, okay, so this girl
This is
broke
on
up with me.
Craigslist? No
So-
way there's no way he ever did this. This person
believe
didn't
him.
even exist. You
No,
sent this guy
like,
to
we
some dude.
added each other on Facebook and talked over Facebook. So I said, hey, this girl broke up with me. I'm trying to win her back. I want you to go play her a love song
Yeah.
and then say it's from me.
Yeah. Sounds like
And
a good
he's like,
idea.
okay. And then I gave this guy her address, sent him $75.
Just enough to buy everything you need to break in. Go
I
get yourself
forgot I
a
did
crowbar.
this. I
and
forgot I did this till right now. That is real psychotic
That's
shit.
so fun. The address is hilarious. That actually, because it makes it really dangerous. Like there's
What-
a real danger
Like,
there.
obviously she would think that's crazy.
Yeah.
But even him, if he's a normal guy, he's probably like, okay, what's he think? Like, this is never going to work, this plan.
You don't
to
know.
get her back.
What if this guy's just like, God, I want to do a good job for Ari.
I mean, I bet he did want to do a good job.
75
He was a real
bucks.
musician. He wanted to, gain some new
Did she
fans.
text you?
No.
She never texted you like, hey, a guy came.
No,
and
at this
sang
point,
to
she had
me?
already blocked me.
That's hilarious.
Okay, in my defense,
Yeah. I don't think you need a defense. I think this is a sweet gesture.
it was sweet.
Yeah.
But I was crazy. I admit right here, I have never been this crazy over a girl since, and I hope to never be. And I admit I was out of my mind, batshit crazy in this moment of my life.
How old were you?
I was 20. I just turned 21.
Okay, yeah. That's a pretty
20, so
dumb,
2021.
crazy age.
But in my defense, we were together for almost 2 years. like first I love you, you know, talking about marriage.
The first one. This is the
first one.
Yeah.
And we moved to a different school together. We transfer schools together.
Okay.
We go to a new college.
Okay, yeah, that's big. You guys went through some moments.
We went through moments. She breaks up with me. I still see her around campus all the time. She gets with a different guy, and I see them together.
Yeah, it's tough.
Around campus right after the break, like unavoidable. This isn't me being crazy. We're at the same spot. I see them together.
Yeah.
I lost my mind.
Yeah, that's got to be fucking nutso.
I lost my goddamn mind.
I've never been dumped.
You're not even a person. To this day, I think getting dumped
probably builds character.
Definitely builds character. And I'm not getting dumped in general. I've been dumped since then, actually. Not by a girlfriend, but by, you know, a girl I'm seeing or whatever.
Yeah.
But getting dumped and getting your heart broken.
Yeah.
Not getting dumped, but getting your heart broken is the worst feeling I've ever experienced in my whole life to this day.
I've had moments of like potential thinking about losing someone where a heartbreak could possibly
You've had moments
happen.
where you think about
I've
how
had
you might
moments
get your
where a
heart
heartbreak
broken.
could be suggested, and yeah, it seems like a bummer. It seems like I don't want that to happen.
Fuck you. Wait, so so I could say with confidently, I've had like terrible migraine headaches.
Never had a
I've
migraine.
broken my thumb.
I broke my pinky.
I've gotten my heart broken. To me, without a doubt,
Heartbreak is worse.
Oh, I've lost my grandmother.
Me too.
I've lost a good friend in a drunk driving accident.
Oh.
Heartbreak was the worst of all those things.
Really?
For me. Maybe I'm
How
a
long
lover.
does it take to get over a heartbreak?
It depends, but for me, it took 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And are you sure is it getting through it or is it getting over it? Like, do you ever really get over it or is it like you just got through it?
I think they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
2 years to where I was like, okay, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Wow.
I don't know if I fully got over it, but like
And this
2
is
years where I'm like, I could confidently date someone else and not
and
be
you don't
thinking
like
about,
you notice you're not thinking about this person.
Yeah. Because there's a while for me after the first heartbreak where I would walk around town and every girl with like straight dark hair,
Yeah.
I would think was her.
Oh.
I would literally, because she was on my mind so
Can you
intensely.
like date a girl with straight dark hair now?
No, I'm not dating anyone right now.
Oh, but could you?
Oh, I could, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But there was a time where I was so crazy that I'd be walking down the street and I'd be like, oh my God, there she is. And then, oh, it's not her.
Yeah.
But I would literally think it was her.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different person.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Bro.
And then that goes away, you know. So
Okay.
little by little things get... It also didn't help, again, that she was right there on campus with me. So I would constantly really see her.
Yeah.
So
Which
really,
campus?
I think the reason it took 2 years and not 1 year is because we were in the same place. If we were in separate areas,
Yeah.
I think I could have done it in 1 year.
2 years. That's fuck.
It took a year of being in a different spot.
Yeah. When did you start stand up?
21, 22.
So like right around then?
Yeah, right. It was right then. It was...
That'll do it.
I
right?
got dumped.
That's
I'd always
something like
wanted
that
to
will
do it and liked comedy. Mm-hmm. But I think the reason I never did it is because I was too content and happy. I had this hot girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was smoking weed all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, why do stand up? I'm so happy.
Yeah.
You know? I had to be really sad to be like, oh, I need that drug of doing stand up.
There was definitely some heartbreak in high school. Like I was so shy in high school, I'd never talked to anyone, especially girls. Mm-hmm. And there were girls I really liked. And, you know, there's some slight rejection.
Sure.
And I'm sure...
Maybe you tell a girl you have a crush
I think
on
it would
her.
be... I'd be full of shit if I said that there wasn't any part of me that was like, oh, I want to be great at something because 3 girls in high school said...
You're funny?
Well, that too. Yeah. But also we're like, you're funny, but
Oh,
also
3
like,
girls
we won't
rejected
go out
you,
with
and then
you
you're
or
like, I'll
something.
show them.
Yeah,
Sure.
you're like, oh, yeah. I'm sure that evil part of whatever the human psyche is plays a...
Yeah. I think there's...
Motivation comes from somewhere, and it's not a good place,
I
usually.
used to hear the saying, like, don't get a girlfriend, it'll be bad for your comedy.
I've heard that too.
And I don't agree with it.
I disagree with it.
But I do agree with it when you're starting comedy.
I absolutely agree with it when you're starting. Just because, yeah, you can't really care about anything else when you're starting.
Yeah, because you need to be obsessed with it.
You need to be obsessed with it and like ridiculous about it.
And to the point where if you have a girlfriend or a wife, you would have to neglect them.
You'd have to
for a couple of
choose,
years.
which relationship are you going to choose to work on, the comedy one or your girlfriend. I love having a girlfriend after
Finding
doing
your
it for
roots.
like 7 years.
Yeah.
And kind of, finding your whatever it is.
How come you haven't proposed to her yet?
I don't want.
Have you guys talked about that?
Yeah, we just both feel like that's down the line.
Okay, you both aren't
that's
looking
far
for
down.
it.
No, neither of us are looking for
All I'm
that.
saying, I'm with a girl 3 years.
We're friends, dude. We're friends that are going through life together. Right?
If I was with a girl 3 years, 2 years even, at that point, it's like,
I mean, we live together.
what are we?
We're basically
are we getting married or not?
doing the thing, pretty much.
Or are we life partners or not?
I know what you mean.
Yeah. I don't need the marriage. If a girl said, I don't believe in marriage, I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But I'd say, okay, well, you have to commit to being my life partner. I want this breakup to be devastating for both
Dude,
of us.
maybe it's just because I'm a pussy. That could honestly be it.
What if you said to her, hey, I was wondering if you'd be my life partner?
She'd be like, I already am.
No, but I mean for the rest of our lives. But not marriage, but just my rest of my life.
I think she'd be down.
Would you ever do that?
Maybe. I don't want her to play like she has it. I want her to play to win, you know?
Would you ever record it and send it to me for the next episode of you asking her to be your life partner?
If I ever do that. Wait, you want me to just do it for a bit on the podcast?
It could be real if you want it to be.
It's going to be real if I say it to her.
Yeah, so tonight I want you to just hit record on your phone.
No.
Come on.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Because you don't want to ask her that, or because for the podcast you don't want to record it? Would you do it and not record it?
No.
You just don't want to do that?
I don't want to do that right now.
Go ahead. Okay.
Fuck you, bro.
Do you think if she listens to this, she's going to be mad that you don't want to do it?
No, I think she's a very reasonable person. She'll probably,
Am I going to make you guys, is this conversation right now going to make you guys just both?
she'll never listen to this.
Okay, good.
She might listen to this.
I could edit this out too.
Oh, no. There's nothing bad has been said.
Nothing bad, but I don't want her.
I'm not saying I
to
don't
put
want
thoughts in her
to.
head that you don't want thought. I don't want to put thoughts in her head that you don't want to be there. If you don't want her to be thinking about this, I'll cut it right out.
I guess it's I've always had an issue with finality.
Oh, so yeah.
So maybe it's that.
So you're saying you never want to get married?
I'm not saying I never want to, but right now I have no interest in that at all.
What about kids?
I have no interest in that at all either.
Ever? Or just right now?
Someday, not for a while though.
Maybe 35.
Maybe 35, yeah.
Yeah.
35 seems like a good.
And what race would you want your kids to be? Color of skin.
Probably mine. I hope they come out looking like me or something's weird, right?
What race is Katie?
She's white.
You did that in 2021?
We started dating in 2017.
Okay.
So it was a little bit before.
It's cool then.
It was just on the cusp.
Do you think that if I got like a super diverse, like a lesbian black girlfriend,
You get booked more? Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm
Especially
looking
you,
for.
because you're like, that's the issue people have with you. They're like, is he going to do some crazy white shit on our show?
Crazy white shit.
Is he going to do one of those crazy white people jokes?
Dude, growing up, I was diverse.
Yeah.
I was Jewish.
Yeah, I mean.
I was diverse, but in LA, I'm not at all.
I would say you look more diverse than I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But now I'm not.
Not
anymore.
out here, no.
But, dude, at my high school, I was the only Jewish kid in my whole school.
Yeah, you would have stood out in my high school too.
Yeah. And I'm not even religious. I don't even care about that stuff.
Yeah.
But didn't get stopped. The name calling.
A lot of anti-Semitic. High school is a very anti-Semitic time for a lot of kids.
I think it's coming back a little bit.
Really? Well, I think.
But
Do you think
maybe
that's
not-
just a snapback from like everyone's like kind of tired of being so careful that people are like, I'm just going to say fucking whatever I want now.
Maybe. I think, or maybe I'm just noticing it more. But on the internet, I definitely get a lot more comments.
I think that's
about it.
There's definitely more hate in the world than there was a few years ago, for sure. Or at least, probably not more, but it's people are pitching it a lot more.
I'm
People are more
thinking
open with it.
about shaving my head,
Yeah.
changing my first name to Aaron,
Yeah.
and then telling people I'm not Jewish and seeing what happens.
I think it'd be better for your career if you kept it.
Kept
Ari
it Jewish?
Mannis. Oh, yeah, kept it Jewish. Keep it Jewish.
Yeah,
Keep it Jewish.
it could be. It could be better.
People say my nose is pointy on the internet.
They do?
Yeah, I said that before.
You have a pointy nose?
They say I have a pointy
That's the
nose.
criticism?
Yeah, they say it goes down. I don't even know if they're saying it as a. It just seems like they're just like observing something. You know, I don't think there's any maliciousness behind it. They're just like brown hair. Pointy
There
nose.
is maliciousness behind it because
it's on the internet.
just don't say anything about my nose.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I still don't think I'd change it though.
Yeah, no, I don't think it needs to be changed.
Maybe if I start getting a double neck, I could tuck that in a bit.
So you're saying if you gained a lot of weight,
If I got
get
jowls,
plastic
I'd
surgery.
save it for if I get jowls.
What's jowls?
It's like what you're like it's like the bulldog cheeks.
Do I have
people
that?
get. No,
Are you sure?
no, you would.
I've
No
never
one in
heard
this
of it.
room has jowls.
I've never heard of it, so maybe that's why.
It's like
Because I have it, so
old
no one ever
alcoholics
mentioned
will
it.
have these cheeks that droop lower than their face. You know,
So if you have puffy cheeks for a long time,
I guess so. I don't know
It'll
what
droop
causes
down.
it, but
old alcoholics though.
it seems like they have it a lot. Like an
Interesting.
old oil man will have jowls.
Okay, here's a good question for you.
Yeah,
So you've been in comedy in the game now
10 years.
10 years. Okay, longer than I thought. 10 years.
Yeah,
A
bitch.
decade.
Fucking decade, bitch.
1 decade. Done a lot of cool things. You're pretty big on TikTok now too, right? How many followers do you have on there?
I
think
guess
saw-
what is big on TikTok though?
How many-
'Cause everyone has fucking followers. I have 100,000 or something.
Oh yeah, you're big.
But I don't know. I see a lot of people with way more than that.
Sure, you're not the biggest.
No.
But you got.
But I thought, I would like 100,000 on another app would I think impress me a lot more.
Do you get a lot of followers that? I'm curious about TikTok because I'm just kind of toying with it as of
Yeah.
lately.
I
Do
follow
get,
you.
Yeah, I followed you back. Do you get followers from your TikTok that
Go over to Instagram.
go over to Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not that many. Out of the 100,000, I think I have 113,000,
Uh-huh.
and I think I got 4,000 on Instagram.
Oh, that's
from
not
all of
bad.
that. No, it's great.
4,000.
But
okay.
it's like
Yeah, you'd want
that's
it to
the
be more.
percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
no
about
one,
4%,
no one
maybe.
on Twitter
Yeah.
does not
Twitter-
translate to Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter's kind of. I don't. I've had.
I don't know how to get.
I've had 3 tweets that have gotten
like
a
shit
couple
tons.
hundred retweets.
Yeah.
And each time I get like 100 followers.
Yeah, no one
So it's like you
follows
gotta get
from
massive.
viral tweets.
It's really hard. Anyway, too much biz talk. But I want to ask you a more biz question.
Yeah.
What is the biggest opportunity in show business that you have blown?
Ooh.
That has slipped through, or not even blown maybe, but slipped through your fingers where you're like, fuck, so close.
I think the last round of Bring the Funny. Because that joke that I did that got voted me off on TikTok is my most liked, most viewed video.
Oh, interesting.
3.6 million
But did it
views,
do
I
good
think.
on the show? Just didn't win you?
Just didn't hit on the show.
Oh, it bombed on the show.
It kind of bombed
How
on
does
the show.
When you do that show, is it in front of a big live audience?
Yeah.
Got
but
it.
they're also like a paid audience.
But
You
still,
know, yeah, but
you
yeah.
could do good and bad, and that joke didn't
It
do
felt
good.
like a comedy club.
And that joke didn't hit.
It just didn't hit. And it was
That
weird
night.
because we all thought, like me and the producer, when we were talking, we were like, this is the one that's going to bang, you know? And I don't
And
know
it
what
does
happened.
bang. You've done enough times
Yeah.
to know the joke
that's
works.
the only time that it's ever not worked. And it's kind of a bad time for it not to work.
Yeah.
But that's all right. It's all good.
Yeah, it wasn't
Probably
meant to
that. I'm sure I've had some meetings where they've asked for things that I didn't have ready at the time. That's if I had any advice ever to give to anyone, just have some materials ready for people to look at.
be. Right.
Because stand-up is just a way to get your foot in the door.
Right. When you get the meetings, you got to
Mostly,
scripts
yeah,
or
you
whatever.
gotta have some
but,
shit.
But nothing specific besides that moment. where
Nothing
you-
crazy. Nothing like. It's not like an SNL audition that I've blown or something.
Right.
I haven't ever had an SNL audition to blow
Not
or
yet.
something like that. Yeah, not yet. Yeah, have me back next year. I'll probably tell you about some more blunders.
Yeah. Once everything opens back up. Okay, but that's a good blunder one. That joke just hit.
The one
Did you
time that joke
know-
didn't work, it was on national television.
Did you know, like, as soon as it left your mouth and it didn't hit,
I
you
knew.
go,
I knew
"Oh."
when I was heading to the punchline. I was like, "This is not the
not
energy
working.
that this joke usually has by now."
Damn.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes
Did
it doesn't
that
work.
audience, because was that your only thing you told that audience that night? Was that a new audience that didn't know you too?
Yeah, there was a little. It was only a 1 minute 30-second joke, and it is kind of just a long bit to a long punchline. So I guess that could have been. Maybe I needed to get them to laugh first.
Like, is that
Couple
normally
things off
an
the top.
opener?
No,
that
it's
joke?
one of the closers.
Got it. So
Yeah,
that could be
that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
I did a closer, the first joke, and it's kind of a dark, edgy joke. So you kind of have to like have people like you before you say it.
Did
you
any
know?
judge say something negative about the joke?
They said it was just too short and that they wanted more.
And you're like, yeah, but the producers okayed the minute and a half before. This isn't.
Yeah, I do remember
like-
thinking that.
you're
They're
like, short.
They're like, why
I
not
just
more?
did the
And I
time
remember
they
being
told me
like,
to do.
I did this for you guys like 5 times. We were all- yeah. Even though not like everyone was cool
That's
on
a
that
funny
show.
one. You're like, we're on TV. You knew how long it was going to be before I did it. So what if you said that as your response instead of taking?
I wish I had
quiz?
the fucking guts to do something.
Because you
like
probably
that,
were
dude.
like, oh, for sure.
Yeah. Dude, I'm just thinking about what does my face look like. I don't even hear what they're saying.
You're
I
like,
think.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, thank you.
Every
Yeah,
time when
for
you sit
sure.
there and they'd say stuff about your jokes, I'm literally just looking at them thinking like, is my face reacting appropriately? Do I look gracious? Do I look... yeah.
Yeah, the
voices were
producer
like-
actually told me I only could do a minute and a half. That's why it was that. I would like to do 10 minutes.
It's explicitly stated in the contract.
Yeah, I'm a comedian. I could stand up here for 30 minutes to an hour. But,
Let me do 20 right now, and
Yeah.
I'll have none of you will doubt that come on, you should be passing me on. But
that would have been so
Fucking-
epic, even though they would have edited that out if you did that.
it was also absolutely. It would have been the wrong move too. I probably would have burned bridges with some good people that could help me.
Has anyone helped you from that show?
I still know one guy. Yeah, one of the producers from there is still like a
Homie.
dude that. Yeah.
What,
before this, he was like trying to help me with some
Who were the judges?
stuff. Chrissy Teigen, Jeff Foxworthy, and Keenan Thompson.
So probably the main one you were
Jeff.
is Jeff.
I
yeah.
wanted Jeff's respect.
Yeah.
And I got it the first set.
Uh-huh.
If I can just get Jeff Foxworthy, my dad's favorite comedian. to
That's your
say-
dad's number one?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, there you go.
If he can just say that I'm dope, we're good.
You got that.
Yeah, I got
Mission
that.
accomplished. So now your dad's on board.
Now my dad's on board. He was
Well.
on board before that, but
But now he's
I
on board,
come
on board.
Man. Jeff laughed.
Yeah, that's all you need.
It's your boy. What do you want, Tom? What more can I do?
Did Jeff ever give you criticism?
I can't remember.
Probably
I'm
not
sure
then.
on the
You'd
third
remember.
round there was something. Yeah, I got away unscathed pretty much. They were pretty nice. to Michael.
Who got ripped apart the most?
I don't remember. And I'm not going to drop names.
Well, you didn't do it. You didn't rip
Trying
anyone
to-
apart.
What is this, a gotcha?
It's a show. It's on TV.
I remember they did have to. I'm allowed to talk about this, but they had to make some of the judges redo some of their criticisms because they were too harsh.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
like
like,
some
can
people.
you read? They said, stop the cameras. They said, okay, can you give them another criticism?
Yeah.
And make it a little TV friendly.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That
I
is-
think someone was accused of theft, and they were like, "We're not going to accuse a person of theft on TV."
You know why that's also, to me, funny? Because the producer's probably like, that's a little harsh to put on TV.
Yeah, they were
But-
really nice about that too. Like,
the
that's cool
comedian-
for a show to do.
The comedian, though, had to sit through getting two criticisms.
Oh, I know. That's almost.
Instead of them
it's
thinking,
almost like your mom, like talking to your bully for you. You know, being like, if you could apologize nicer, and you're just like, "Mom, shut the fuck up. Let's go. Let's just go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get out of here. It's over." Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe that. I don't know. I didn't feel it. They were.
You got lucky.
They were like,
Unscathed.
"Yo, that shit's dope. We gotta see more." Ow! Ow! Ow!
Wow. Okay. Well, I learned a lot about you. I learned that you've had a great life.
Collapsed along.
That
It was no joke.
What was your major? What did you graduate from ASU with?
Literature.
Oh, writing. Very nice.
More reading.
Reading. That's right. Writing's a
It's
different
a creative
degree.
writing degree. Literature was easier. I had the mindset of what.
Get through it.
Yeah, what is going to be the easiest.
See, I don't even like reading, so that would have been a
I
major
regret that
for me.
now. I wish I had used my time in college to develop. I wish
What
I
would-
like
What would you have done different? Well,
film or screenwriting. I had to learn how to do screenwriting, which was a little annoying.
I can't comment for ASU.
Yeah.
But I did film and screenwriting at my college, UC Santa
Did you
Cruz.
learn anything that you still use?
I mean, like, they do teach you the basics.
Yeah. But you can kind of learn the basics.
That's what I'm
pretty
saying.
quick,
Like, you do not need a college degree for any of that shit. It's just, anyone who has a film degree is just people who have
just a guy in a beanie.
Rich parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no one, you do not
I don't
need
even
a
think I
film
could have
degree.
gotten into the film program. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying, but.
Oh,
yeah.
you could have gotten into the film program. For sure. I like you. I barely graduated high school. I did go junior college. I couldn't. You got into ASU out of high school. I could not get into any 4 years.
I got in on
school.
a remedial basis, though. They made me go there a few weeks early and take, like, literally an addition, subtraction math class.
I got in. I didn't even meet the minimum requirements to apply to ASU out of high school.
At ASU?
Yeah, I had D's and F's on my transcript.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to go junior college, and then also didn't do that good there. But
ASU is also kind of lying with their, like they say you need a 2.5 to submit. I didn't have a 2.5. You need like a 2.0.
Yeah, but you still need. You can't have like D's and F's.
I don't think you can have failed
There's certain
class.
things,
Yeah.
And you have to take the SAT. I think
You do have to do that. You didn't take the SAT. How'd you get out of the SAT?
I just.
You just didn't take it?
Well, I knew there was no point in me taking it because I had D's and F's. I'm like, I can't go to, even if I got a perfect score on the SAT, I can't even apply to colleges.
I hated taking the SAT.
Yeah, it sounded horrible.
Yeah, it was the worst.
That was the one moment where I'm like, yeah, screw college. See, it paid off being dumb because you guys are all studying for SATs. I'm smoking weed. I think if I were to ever book something of note,
I would go back and get, even though I don't think I've ever said anything in a podcast, it's that idea of just take them all away.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well.
I was like, I think I have said bad things, but even if I haven't, I would just take them all down. Because
Why?
You
know?
Who cares?
Whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Could be next week with the vaccine.
Oh, dude. Put it in my wiener. I'm ready.
Are you going to take the vaccine?
Fucking yeah. I'll take it right now.
Yeah, not me. I'm anti-vax now.
You're anti-vax?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Seems controversial. Seems like the more
It is,
controversial
yeah, I mean,
angle to take.
You're the edgelord, dude.
Yeah.
How could you be
vaccines?
for vaccines?
That sounds
Grow
liberal
a third
to me.
arm
Yeah.
and a bad attitude? I don't think so.
That's what these LA people want you to do.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
I'm just, dude, whatever I got to do to fucking do shit again.
Yeah, true.
Dose me up.
Yeah, I'm getting all antsy staying inside every day.
I am too.
A little bit. And walking around just wearing a mask. I hate, like, a lot of people are like, wear a mask. It's not a big deal. I hate wearing a mask.
No one likes
do
it, I don't think. Yeah.
I'm not walking around being a rebel. I wear my mask everywhere you're supposed to.
Yeah.
But people are like, it's no big deal. I hate breathing into it.
I think that's
it's
pretty
really
reasonable.
uncomfortable over me. And I use those disposable medical ones because I always lose them. And they start when you wear them too much.
Fraying.
You start getting fraying and lint in your mouth. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's a terrible feeling.
I never did get a cool one. You know, some
I
people
got
have
a
like
couple
cool
and then I'd
masks.
lose them.
Yeah. I've just been using shitty cotton ones
Yeah.
the whole time.
Okay, anything else you want to say to the world?
I'm sorry if I said anything bad. I don't think I did, but let's just get that out of the way.
See that likability?
Yeah, and I guess I'm sorry about my lack of edge. I think I need to go.
No, it's why you're going to be Kevin
dive
Hart.
into. I think I need to go to Vegas for a while and just like.
No, this is why you're going to be Kevin Hart and I'm going to be nobody. Okay, so follow Michael on his Instagram and TikTok and all the places. Look out for a podcast coming soon called Longcast.
Podfellow?
Podfellow,
I like
sorry.
Longcast.
Longcast would be cool, too.
That would
there
be
you go.
good.
Back up me.
It's too late.
Oh, you already got the artwork.
Got the artwork.
All right, so look out for his podcast. Watch his stand-up sets. That's
Yeah.
probably the best thing to plug.
That would be the best thing to plug.
Yeah, check out his stand-up online. It's really funny. And all the other stuff, but stand-up first. Check out his stand-up first. And God bless you and your family.
God bless
Loved
you,
ones.
man. It was good to see you. I miss you.
Yeah, peace.
Hopefully soon we'll be.
See you next week. Anything,
Back.
Milan, you want to say anything?
Keep on rocking.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.
there you have it. That is the whole episode of Unlicensed Therapy. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube, hit the bell icon. Leave a review on iTunes or subscribe on there. That way you could listen to it when you're not watching it or vice versa. And also, I have a hotline number in the description. Remember when I do the call-in segments, the voicemails that may or may not be real? I ran out. So call in and leave your problems. Leave a voicemail so I can play it on the show and create some pretty good moments, pretty funny moments. We'll see you guys next week. God bless.